It is one thing to master how you think, master how you perceive, master how you cope, so you can embrace, appreciate, focus on the correct things, improve your happiness, improve your reaction to and your interaction with what is. You turn what is right now completely around when you are in what is, and you master the capacity to relate to yourself and the world consciously. To get on top of those things that you're not on top of currently. More solid, stable, appreciative, grateful, present, to tolerate stress, to get through days without struggling emotionally, socially, with practicality, to be strategic in what you do. It's one thing to master this, to master perception, mindfulness, the way you see, the way you think, what you focus on, and how you operate what is. Sooner or later, you're going to have to take it one step further. That one step further is what you do. Certainly, adjusting the way you think and the way you approach your entire life, how you organize your day, how you organize your finances, how you spend your time, takes time. It takes a lot of time and a lot of practice to make these things a habit. But sooner or later, if you really want dramatic change in your life, you have to do something toward that change. You have to. When you master flying right with what is, you need to take a pause and step back and look at your life. Reassess your life when you can function in it well and function in yourself well, and are generally holding all the pieces together, including yourself, the way that they should be. Then you can begin to create something new, if you want to. If there are areas in your life that you wish to change that don't make you happy, health, bad habits like smoking or drinking, do you want more of a social life? Do you want to travel? Would you like to go back to school? Is there things that are self-fulfilling? Would you like to read more? You're going to have to take an action toward an end. Now, coming up with goals is easy for some people. Some people have these big dreams in their head all the time. Some people have so many dreams and they don't follow any of them. Some people don't even know what to go for. What you go for in your life, what you wish to change toward a happier, more fulfilling end, is what you should be aiming for. What do you value? What do you value? We all have different values. What we hold to be essential, important to us in life, in ourself, that if we did not have these things, we couldn't be comfortable, we couldn't feel whole. When you want to change a thing, when you reach this point and you know you've got to do something, you've got to continue to manage where you've gotten, but you also need to act, especially if you're trying to act around a very busy schedule, managing everything, and having chronic conditions that may interfere with your capacity to have a good day. You never know whether you're going to have a day where you can think clearly, where you feel well enough to pull off what you intended. There is always going to be time. You need to figure out what that step is going to be, and when you have a moment, when it all falls together and you have that time, you're going to have to sacrifice something, some immediate gratification, and just run with that opportunity. Don't give yourself a second to question it, a second to fear doing it, and seize those free few seconds, that free hour. And instead of sitting at home watching TV or doing something like that, playing a video game, whiling away time, or let your dishes go a little while and go do that thing. And begin to make that thing a part of your life. And eventually it will become a habit, and that habit will become a change. But it has to be more than just something you think about. It has to be something you do, and you have to make time to do it. And you don't have to have a ton of time. You don't have to have a ton of physical or mental capacity to make a change, because there's no level of the change. There's no time limit for the change. But if there's going to be a change, not just in how you handle what is, but what will be, you have to enact it if it's something you want. Or life will just happen to you, and you will manage it well when it does, but it will continue to happen to you, or you can design it. And in designing it, in making your choices, focus not on a goal, an aspiration, something you can pat yourself on the back for achievement. Think about fulfillment. What drags you down? What doesn't feel good to your soul? What do you yearn for in your soul? As a human, in your life, what is that thing that you want more of, or you want less of, because it grinds against your values? So if you're having trouble identifying what change you should take it small. Take a realistic assessment of your life currently, and think about what bothers you, and then think about what you value. Make a list of your top 10 values, and when you take a change into consideration, a decision into consideration, where you're spending your time into consideration, assess whether it advances those personal values or it lessens them, it goes against them. And when you live in accordance with your own personal values, you feel more fulfilled. Personally, I know my next action, because I value, apparently, as much as I value giving, I value autonomy. And with agoraphobia, I have little autonomy. With my bipolar and my physical issues, my capacities fluctuate highly. But I spend too much time keeping a clean house. It's great that I can do that. It's not clean right now. I've been struggling with my symptoms. But that time that I'm dedicating to tidying up, great, it's good that I can do those things. But why am I choosing to do those things? Is there a point at which managing your life as it is a way of hiding and holding back. You have to take an action, and I want to be more independent. I have to go take the regular bus. One of these days, the first opportunity that I can think clearly and have physical energy, and I find myself going and wandering off to mop my floors, I need to drop what I'm doing right then and there and go. I need to go. I can't contribute the way that I can contribute. I can't be independent the way that I'd like to be independent unless I begin to advance my territory, unless I begin to travel alone. And whether I believe it to be or not, there are times that I am doing, because I am doing my kitchen. I'm sweeping my floors. I am doing the laundry. Even if that's the only capacity that I have, I could let those things go. And I could stop, drop, and roll. You're on fire. Go. Go. Take that energy, take that time, and do that thing. For me, that thing is just go and get on a bus. Go and get on a bus right then. Don't give yourself 2 seconds to fear it. Just take action. When you realize you're taking action toward a pointless end, seize that time and take an action. It can be a tiny, tiny, tiny thing. For me, this isn't a tiny thing. It's a pretty big thing. It doesn't need to have an end goal. As long as it expands your person, your value, your substance, is in accordance with your goal, or diminishes things that bring you down, then you know you're on the right track. You don't need to have it all figured out. But sooner or later, if you want your life to change, not just your capacity to drive your life, if you want a new life, or things in your life anew, you have to act. You have to pick something, anything, and act and add it in. If you don't walk anywhere, if you don't take any steps, you don't move. Sometimes we don't want to move. Legitimately don't want to move. We're happy where we are. And we're glad that we're a much better participant in the position that we're in. When we've realized we just needed to look at things slightly differently, and we were being sore players of the game. And now we're not sore players, and we understand the rules better, and we're much better at the game that we're playing, and we're much better sports, and that was all we needed. And then there's a vast amount of others who it's not that simple. There's a lot of growth and change and dreams and all these other things that we want before we're gone. And you have to do it. You have to make the window. Once you make the window, once you start, chain reactions follow, but you have to start. Sooner or later, you have to put the coffee down, you have to put the remote down, you have to put the thinking away and go. You have to go and do your life. Act. Bye, you guys. Good luck doing stuff. Good luck to me doing stuff. I'm barely holding up the managing part. So, but hey, why not, right? You don't know if you don't go. Love you guys. Bye, YouTube.